In the last video, we have seen how a transistor can be act as a switch. So today we are going to see how a transistor can be act as an amplifier. So what do we mean by amplifier? Amplifier means it will convert a weak signal into a strength signal. Means if the amplitude at my input is less, then it will become my amplitude will become high at the output side. So let's see one example how our amplifier, our BJT, or means our transistor, bipolar junction transistor, can be act as an amplifier. So here you see this is a DC voltage, that is VBE, that is applied across the base emitter junction, and this is a NPN transistor. NPN, not pointing in, means pointing out. So N side is connected to negative terminal of battery, P side is positive terminal of battery. It means it is in VBE, and it is in forward bias, and it is in P type is connected to negative, N type positive, it is reverse bias. So it is in active region, and we know our transistor will operate as an amplifier in active region only. So along with this DC voltage, a small AC signal is applied, a very small AC signal is applied at the input side. Then we will see our output, how it is increasing, how it is enhancing the signal. So okay, thus DC bias voltage applied across the emitter bias junction, it remain in forward bias condition. This forward bias is maintained regardless of the polarity of the signal. Means this is the forward bias condition, P N side negative, P side positive. So as this is AC signal, so we know for a AC signal there is two half, means it is positive half, it is negative half. This is for the AC signal, and for the DC signal it is a constant voltage source. So as this is constant voltage source, this base emitter junction will be always in forward bias condition regardless of the input changes. If this is positive half or negative half, it will not alter the condition. That's written, the forward bias is maintained regardless of the polarity of the signal. The low resistance at the input circuit lets any small change in input signal to result in appropriate change in the output. The emitter current caused by the input signal contribute the collector current. Okay, so as this will change a bit in Vi, okay, means I will change a very small, I will make a small change at my input side. As this input voltage will change, the input, this current IE, this will change. How it will change? If this voltage will change, because of this change in voltage, the emitter current will change. And we know our emitter current is nothing but sum of two current, IB and IC. As this emitter current changes, that change is because of this collector current, because we know our IE is approximate to IC, because this IB value is very small or very minimum value. So maximum time we neglect this IB, and we can make a IC is nothing equal to IE. So a change in Vi will be because of IE, and this change in IE will because of IC. As this IC changes, this IC into RL, it will be give me the output voltage. Okay, the voltage, I will take my output voltage across it. So this, as this IC changes, this IC into RL will make me a change at the output. Then we will see the change. So the emitter current caused by the input signal contribute the collector current, which when flow through the load resistor RL result in a voltage drop. As I said, the collector current change in emitter current because of collector current, and this collector current change will multiplied with this RL will give me output. So let's take a small example. Change in Vi, that is at the input side at this AC voltage, I am changing a 0.1 volt. As this 0.1 volt change, there will be, because of this 0.1 volt change, it will occur a change in emitter current is nothing but 1 milliampere. I am just taking one example. This is 1 milliampere, and this 1 milliampere is nothing but because of del IC, because we know our IE is equal to IC, approximate to IC. So change in IE will become change in IC, that is also 1 milliampere. Now let's take a load RL value which is nothing but 5 kilo ohm. Then my voltage drop across this RL is nothing but ICRL. So this ICRL multiplied 5 kilo ohm multiplied by 1 milliampere, it will become 5 volt. So that is the change at my output side. Okay, everywhere I am taking the change. So now you see I am changing a 0.1 volt at my input side, and I am getting a 5 volt at output side. So it is amplifying or not? So it is the input side. This is for the input signal. This is 0.1, and the output side I am getting 5 volt. This is 0.1. This is 5. So it is amplified. That's why a transistor can be act as an amplifier. Okay. So this is just a small example. We will see how a transistor act as an amplifier in the active region more clearly. But just for now, you remember, as the change in input voltage, that is because of IE, and this change in IE is because of IC, As this IC changes, RL into IC will multiply it, give me V output, and that V output will increase. Okay. Now we'll see in more detail how our amplifier BJT can act as an amplifier design. So for first point, what we have to remember, our BJT have to operate in active mode, and when this BJT operate in cutoff and saturation mode, it will act as a switch, and when it will act in active mode, it will operate in active mode, it will act as an amplifier. Okay, and we know our BJT is a voltage control current source, means it is a controlled by voltage, that is VBE. Voltage controlled current source means our IC, that is collector current, is proportional to VBE, e power VBE upon VT. This is voltage controlled current source. This current source is controlled by this voltage. Okay. So how to obtain a voltage amplifier? If you remember in our amplifier circuit in the second chapter that we read, a transconductance amplifier. So for a transconductance amplifier, what is the input, what is the output? Our input is VE and our output is current. If you remember, this is the transconductance amplifier. This is the voltage V input, this is the current, and this current depend upon this voltage. Okay. So this transconductance amplifier, how we can make this transconductance amplifier into a voltage amplifier? How? As this current is flowing, if I will connect a resistor R, then this I into R will give me a drop. That drop can be make at my output, that will give input voltage and output voltage also. So input output voltage upon input voltage means it is a voltage amplifier, it is amplifying voltage. Okay, it means along with the transconductance amplifier, if I will connect a resistor, a simple way to convert a transconductance amplifier to voltage amplifier is to pass the output current, this output current across a resistor. So to pass the output current through a resistor and take the voltage drop across this resistor, will get the output current. Output voltage means my output is voltage, input is voltage. It means it will act as a voltage amplifier. Now this is the simple BJT amplifier with this is a simple BJT, means it will act in amplifier. How? It is the input voltage applied over here, and this is the output current, and across the output current we have connected a resistor, so the drop can be measured. Okay. So let's first see, as in voltage amplifier there will be one input voltage, one output voltage. So what is the input voltage, which is nothing but VBE? What is the output voltage, which is nothing but VCE? Okay, this is the output voltage. So if we will draw a graph between VBE and VCE, we will get a graph like this. Means for 0 to 0.5 volt for VBE, the transistor is in cutoff region. Means VCE value is maximum. For cutoff region, we know our VCE value is maximum. If you remember in the previous videos, we have drawn the VCE characteristic. You see, this is for the cutoff region, and by cutoff region, my VCE value is maximum, which is nothing but VCC. That's why I am telling over here that in cutoff region, my VCE value is maximum. Now, as my VB increases, then in cutoff region means it is in reverse bias condition. This junction is in reverse bias condition. As this voltage VB increases, it will become forward bias condition. As it will become forward bias condition, it will enter in the linear region. So as in my linear region, my VCE decreases very rapidly with a slope. You see the VCE value decreases. Okay, that is in active mode. Now after this point, after certain value of VBE, then this is nothing but a forward bias. This will also become forward bias, and when both are in forward bias, my transistor enter in saturation region. So in saturation region, my VCE value decreases very slowly. So this is the edge of saturation. So this is cutoff, this is active, this is saturation. That is the relation between VCE, that is output voltage, along with input voltage, which is nothing but VBE. So this is the voltage amplifier characteristic graph. Okay, and we know what is our VCE. This voltage is nothing but VCC minus ICRC. Now here the same thing that is written, that I told, for this region this is in cutoff region, and for cutoff region we know our collector current is 0 and VC is nothing but VCC, that is maximum value. And when this value increases 0.5 volt, transistor turn on, means it enter in active region. Now VC decreases very rapidly. So BJT enter into active region, VC is high, sorry VC at the time it is high. When I enter in the active region, at that time VC is high, and that continue decreases as VB increases. As VB increases, this value decreases until it's reached a value that result in VC becoming lower than VB by 0.4 volt. So at this point my VCE become lower than VB by 0.4 volt. So till this point it is in active region, and as this voltage again increases, Z point. This is the Z point. My transistor operate in saturation region, and for saturation region VCE decreases very slowly. Only for the active region VCE decreases very rapidly. Okay. So if the voltage transfer characteristic, this is the voltage transfer characteristic. Voltage transfer characteristic means it is a characteristic between output voltage with input voltage. So you see, for X to Y this is cut off, Y to Z it is active, for Y to Z to onwards it is saturation region. So this is the region that we are looking forward, because in active region only our transistor act as an amplifier. Okay, so here the slope, that is means it has the highest slope. Here there is zero slope, here there is very less slope, so this is the highest slope. Okay, so in the active region our IC value, we know our IC value at active region is nothing but Is e power VB upon Vt. Here we have not taken the early effect, because you know our early effect means our IC current that depend upon IC is nothing but Is e power VBE upon Vt multiplied by 1 plus VCE upon VA. This is because of early effect our IC depend upon VCE, but generally in active region our IC does not depend upon VCE. Okay, here I have not taken this early effect, that's why our only IC is nothing but Is e power VBE upon Vt. Now, but you see, this is nothing but a non-linear relationship. This active region looks like a non-linear relationship. That's why this is obvious a non-linear relationship. The linear amplification can be obtained using this bias technique of BJT. But if we will do proper biasing, then we can make a linear amplification, because only our amplifier will act as an amplifier. Our BJT will act as an amplifier in active region only, that is in this non-linear region only. But we have to make it linear by doing proper biasing. Then biasing of BJT to obtain a linear amplification. Then we are going for biasing. Okay, so biasing, you see, this biasing enables us to obtain a almost linear amplification. If we do proper biasing, then we can make that non-linear characteristic into a linear characteristic, and we will make linear amplification. A DC voltage VB is selected to obtain a operation at the point Q in the segment YZ. This is the YZ. In this region we are taking a value of VBE, we are taking a particular value of VBE, where it is, yes, VBE, that will operate in Q point. This is VBE. For this particular value of VBE, we will get a particular value of VC, that is the Q. This is the Q point, which is nothing but our operating point. Then at Q point our VBE and VCE, how they are related? We know our VCE is nothing but VCC minus ICRC. From this equation you see our VCE is nothing but VCC minus ICRC. And what is IC? Our IC is nothing but Is e power VBE upon Vt. So this is the relationship between input and output voltages. Okay, VCE and VBE. Now the signal to be amplified. Now what we are going to do? This is the DC voltages. These are the DC voltages. Now along with the DC voltages, we are going to add a small voltage, AC voltage. Okay, small AC voltage. Then we will see what is the change and how much it is going to amplify. This VBE is a function of time, and it is superimposed on the bias voltage VBE. Along with the DC voltage, we are adding a small AC voltage. You see, remember the notation: capital V, capital E, and capital voltage, capital VBE will give me the DC values. VBE, capital V, capital C, capital E, that is VCE. Here it is not there, but it is there, that is in DC voltages. And this small v, small e, and small v, small b, small e, this is nothing but my AC voltages. And there will be also another term, small v, small c, small e, that will be in AC. And when this AC and DC both combine, they will give me instantaneous value. That instantaneous value will be written as small voltages with capital subscript. Okay, so don't confuse between these two. Also I have told this thing before. Capital V, capital E, these are nothing but DC values. Okay, small b, small b, small e, these are nothing but AC values. Small b, capital subscript, will give me AC plus DC, or I can say instantaneous values. Okay, remember this three notation. We are going to use this three notation each and every time that we read in BJT and MOSFET. Remember, this is one AC DC component, all are capital, all are small means AC, and when are combined, one small, one capital is nothing but my instantaneous value. Okay, so now here a VBE, which is nothing but a AC voltage, that is superimposed, means added with the AC value. Now my VBET, this, now see, this is instantaneous value or not? small v capital letter subscript is nothing but instantaneous value which will give me a DC voltage and AC voltage also there. Now this is the characteristic graph and we are looking only for this YZ part, because from X to Y it is in cutoff, Y to Z only it is in active, and after Z it is in saturation. So we are looking only in YZ region. So in this YZ region, this is a small voltage applied. This small voltage is nothing but small VB. Let me zoom this one. This is the small, this point is nothing but capital VB. On the characteristic graph, this point is nothing but capital VB, this point is nothing but capital VC, means my DC values. Now AC small values, which is nothing but this VBE. Okay, this is the AC values that is applied, and we will see in this region as this is applied, this is the range, this is one range, upper range, this is my lower range, and at the output side I am getting an amplified version of the signal, which is nothing but small v, small c, small e. This small v and small c, small e, what does it indicate? That it is in AC output. This is small v, small b, small e, means AC input, this is AC output. Okay. Now so here both AC and DC value applied, and this is the instantaneous value, and we are getting output. So you see our output is amplified version. It means our BJT can be act as an amplifier in this non-linear circuit if we will do proper biasing. So you see the BJT amplifier is biased at a point Q. So this is the point Q point, okay, or quiescent point, that is still point across which we can apply. So BJT amplifier at a point Q with a small voltage signal, small VB, that is the AC voltages, superimposed on the DC bias voltage capital V, capital E. This is the DC voltage, this is AC voltage. The resulting output signal VCE appears superimposed on the DC collector voltage VCE. Means along with my output, this small VCE, that is also superimposed. Similar to the input side, I am adding two voltages. At the output side, what I will get? I will get two voltages. One is capital VCE, that is because of capital VBE, and a small VCE, that is because of small VBE, and that is the amplified version. The amplitude of the VCE is larger than VBE by a voltage gain by AV0. So this output is nothing but VCE. So our VCE, our V, small c, small e is nothing but AV gain times small v, small e. This is the input AC voltages, this is the output AC voltages, and that will be multiplied by AV. AV is nothing but the gain, and that gain is nothing but the slope of this curve, YZ curve. Okay, this slope of this YZ curve is give me gain. You see the slope is nothing but AV. So this VBE multiplied by AV will give me VCE. Okay. Now here are some points. Let's see. You have to remember this point, then only we can apply. You see, the VBE is a sine wave of small amplitude. This is AC signal with small amplitude. Specifically, the amplitude of the VBE is small enough to restrict the excursion of the instantaneous operating point to a short, almost linear segment. You see, this VBE, that is very small or not. If I will take my VBE bit large, let me show you that one. Sorry. If my graph is like this, here is one point, here is one point, and if I will take my VBE like this is Q point. Okay, so across this Q point, if my VBE is that much enough, then it will not become a linear amplifier. Okay, that's why it is saying it will not amplify that much. That's why it's saying our VBE value should be very minimum, means I have to take range in between this. So this should be a VBE, a very small range. So our VBE is a sine wave with the amplitude should be very small, so that we can restrict the excursion of the instantaneous operating point to a short, almost linear segment. Means it is saying if I will take this small segment, you see from here, let me zoom this one. Okay, from here to here, my characteristic look like bit straight line or not. But if I will take from Y to Z, if I will take my VBE from here to here, then it is a non-linear characteristic. But for a very small range, for this small distance, it looks like a straight line or not. From here to here, it looks like a straight line as compared to this is a curvy line. So if I'll take my VB value very small, then it will operate in the linear region. Looks like in a linear region, means in a straight line region. Okay, shorter the segment, greater the linearity. That I said, the very small value that we will take for our, okay, as you will take VB value very small, then it will become more linear. If you will increase your VB value, then it will become non-linear. Okay, and as it will become more linear, we will get more ideal values, more ideal characteristic at output. Okay, and sine wave of the signal component of the output VC will be, and this is the essence of object. So for, remember, for linear amplification, what is the thing that you have to in your mind, that our VB value, that should be very small. It means the cat in the non-linear characteristic, I have to take a region for which it will act as a linear amplifier. My VB value should be very small, then only it will amplify with a very high value. Then the small signal voltage gain, then we will see the voltage gain. What is the voltage gain? Voltage gain is nothing but output voltage upon input voltage. And since we are taking a small signal, means this AC values, then we will do the derivative. The change in dVe upon change in VB, dVe upon dVb. This is output voltage, this is input voltage. But we have to keep in your mind that when we are taking this gain, we have to fix this value. This value is nothing but capital V, capital B, capital E. That is DC value. At Q point, at a particular point, this is the DC value, this is the output value, this is the input value. And if we will take the AC value, then we have to do a small change. Okay, so change in VC upon change in VB with VB value should be fixed, that is capital VB. Now we know our VCE, which is nothing but VCC minus RC IS e power VB upon VT. These are the instantaneous values, means both AC and DC, they are added, they are included. Here also AC, DC both are included. Okay, so if we will do the derivative, if we will do the differentiation, then it will become VC is a constant term, so the constant derivative will become 0. The derivative of this term is nothing but IS RS e power VB upon VT multiplied by 1 by VT, because we are differentiating with respect to VBE. So if you are very good at differentiation, then we can easily do the differentiation of this whole term, which is nothing but minus RC IS e power VB upon VT upon 1 by VT. Why negative sign is coming? Because of this negative sign, it is negative sign. Why this VT came? Because derivative of e power x is nothing but only e power x. And if, let me show you that one, we know derivative of e power x is nothing but d by dx of e power x is nothing but e power x. If a derivative of ax is there, d by dx of e power ax is nothing but a e power ax is there, it will become like this. So here in place of ax, what is there? VB upon VT is there. Then what will happen? The a will be multiplied. So here what is the a? 1 by VT, that will be multiplied. Okay. So my gain, my AB will become, you see, now if I will replace this IS e power VB upon VT into IC, capital I, capital C, that is DC current. So that will become IC upon VT into RC. This RC by VT will be there, only IS e power VB upon VT will be replaced by IC. So this is my small signal voltage gain. So the gain is negative. What does it indicate? That it indicates that amplifier is inverting amplifier, and there is a 180 degree phase shift between input and output. For inverting amplifier, the negative sign indicates the inversion. Okay, so the gain is proportional to the collector bias current. You see, the AB is proportional to the IC and to the load resistance RC also. So this AB, can I write, if I will multiply IC voltage drop across the load, this IC RC is nothing but a voltage drop across this RC. So that I will represent by VRC. So IC RC I will represent VRC. So my AB will become minus VRC upon VT. Okay. To maximize the voltage gain, now we can, how I can maximize this voltage gain? This VT is fixed. For a room temperature, this VT value is 25 millivolt. I can't change this VT. So to maximize the voltage gain, we should use a large voltage drop across RC as possible. Means my ICRC or VRC should be high. So for a given VCC, if we want to increase the VRC, then we have to operate at a lower VCE. It means bias point Q close to the end of the active region segment. Now what it is saying, we know our VCC minus ICRC, that is equal to VCE. This is the equation, and along with this equation, what is there? We know AB is nothing but minus BRC upon BT, and minus BRC is nothing but ICRC upon BT, which is nothing but, from here you tell me what is minus ICRC, is nothing but BCE minus BCC upon BT. Okay, so here BT value is fixed, BCC value is fixed. So how this numerator, how this whole term can be increased? If the numerator will increase, I can't change my denominator. So how I can increase my numerator? This value is fixed. Let's take BCE is nothing but 0.3 volt, BCC is nothing but 5 volt, BT value is fixed. I can't change BT. So BCE 0.3 minus 5, which is nothing but 4 minus 4.7. Now how I can increase this value? If I make this BC value very less, that 0.1 minus 5 is nothing but minus 4.9. So here you ignore this negative sign, because this negative sign only showing the means inverting type of amplifier, that is 180 degree phase shift. It is not like that minus 4.7 is higher than minus 4.9. Here I am taking the mod, means I am negating this negative sign, means this negative sign only for the 180 degree phase shift. Now tell me which value is higher, 4.7 or 4.9? Obviously 4.9 is high, and 4.9 can be achieved with a less value of BCE. If we compare these two, this is fixed. So as my BCE value is less, my this difference BCE minus BCC will be high. As this is high, my gain will be high. So ultimately that is saying, to increase my gain for a fixed BCE, if we want to increase my BRC, then we have to operate at lower BCE, that we found from here. Okay, our BCE value is very less. It means if BCE value less means that point should be closed at the end of the active region. Now at this region, now tell me, where is that graph? Yeah. Now you tell me where only BCE value is very less. So this is the point where BCE value is very less. Okay, this is BC axis. BCE value is high here. It is decreasing. This is the point where BCE value is very less. So if I will operate at this toward the end if I will operate, then my gain will be high. Okay. So what will be the maximum gain or maximum theoretical gain? That is nothing but minus in place of BCRC. Here you see, it is nothing but minus BRC. So in place of BRC, what I can write? ICRC. In place of ICRC, what I can write? If you neglect this negative sign, the negative sign is already there. ICRC means it is BCC minus BCE. From this equation, if you find ICRC, if you take ICRC this side, BCE this side, what it will become? ICRC is nothing but BCC minus BCE. And negative sign is already there. So ICRC is replaced by BCC minus BCE upon BT. Okay. So this is the maximum value. Maximum value means AB maximum. So this is nothing but minus BCC minus BCE sat. That is the saturation region by BT. And we know our BCE sat value, that is approximate to 0. If you see the graph where it is. Let me show you that graph. Okay, you see, so this is the value where BCE sat, and you can see my BCE sat is approximate to 0. As this BCE sat is 0, then what it will become? Or AB mod. This value will become 0. It will become only BCC upon BT. So that's why it is BCC upon BT. So this is one point I just wrote just to remember for you, that our gain can be increased by using larger power supply. So what I am getting? If I want to increase my gain, that means I have to increase my BCC. But in fact the trend it is towards using lower and lower power supply. But everywhere now where in new technology we are trying, we should use less power supply and we should get maximum output. That is, we are using very less power supply, means 1 volt. So at this power supply our AB can be maximum. It will replace with RC with a constant current source. It means this is the circuit diagram. I want to increase my gain. So what is the condition? What are the points that I should increase my gain? One point is this BCE value should be less. That is first point. Second point, I got my BCC can be increased, but in new technology I am making this BC value as 1 volt, so I can increase my BCC. So what I can do? I can replace this RC with a constant current source. Just for this means practical purpose, remember this point.
this RC value you can replace it by a constant current source, then I can get maximum output. Okay, then I will get a maximum output. So this is all about how a BJT or transistor can be acted as an amplifier. In the next class we will see the small signal operation of BJT, that is RE model and pi model.